On this 2014 to 2018 GMC Sierra 1500 with the 5.3 gas engine, P0016 is a crankshaft to intake camshaft plausibility code. In plain terms, the ECM is comparing the crankshaft position signal to the camshaft position signal, and it may be seeing the intake cam timing relationship out of line with what it expects. The truck may crank or run with this fault, and depending on how it shows up, it can feel like a possible timing, sensor signal, actuator, reluctor, or timing drive issue. So the job here is not to guess it apart. The job is to prove whether P0016 is current, then check the specific mechanical and installation conditions that can make the crank and cam relationship look wrong. The monitor is watching cam and crank relationship after the basic enable conditions are met. The camshaft position actuator solenoid valve is in the park position. The crankshaft and camshaft position sensors are synchronized, and the engine is cranking or running. The diagnostic runs continuously after those gates are satisfied, with the time since the diagnostic ran last greater than 1 second. The code sets when the relative camshaft position deviation is greater than -11 degrees in one direction or greater than 11 degrees in the other direction, measured in degrees of the crankshaft. Before chasing P0016 by itself, start with the basic system checks and follow a structured diagnostic approach. Then turn the ignition on with the vehicle in service mode. At that point, check whether any related cam actuator, crank sensor, or cam sensor codes are present. If they are, check what those codes mean first. If they are not present, continue with the P0016 path. Next, run the engine at idle with the engine at normal operating temperature and verify whether P0016 is set. This is an important split in the logic. If P0016 is set, shut the ignition and vehicle off and move into the mechanical and installation checks. If P0016 is not set, do not tear into parts yet. Move to reproducing the operating conditions and the captured conditions from the event data. With the vehicle off, look for the conditions that would directly disturb cam and crank correlation. Check that the camshaft position sensor and crankshaft position sensor are installed correctly. Check the camshaft position actuator solenoid valve for incorrect installation or a stuck open or stuck closed condition. Check for a misaligned crankshaft reluctor ring. Also check the timing drive for excessive play and make sure the belt or chain tensioner installation is correct. If you actually find one of those conditions, correct it as necessary. If none of those checks shows a condition, pause, recheck the earlier diagnostic path, and avoid guessing your way into the next step. If P0016 is not currently set at idle, operate the vehicle within the same type of operating conditions required for the monitor. If you have captured event conditions from when the code originally stored, use those conditions to try to reproduce it. Then verify that the DTC does not set. If the code sets during this verification, one of the earlier listed conditions still exists. If the code does not set, that part of the check is okay. Keep the final verification separate from the testing. After the repair work is complete, verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. The takeaway on P0016 is simple. Prove the supporting sensor and actuator codes are not leading you. Confirm whether P0016 is active. Then inspect the specific timing, reluctor, actuator, and sensor installation conditions that can throw off cam-to-crank plausibility. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.